Welcome! What you're going to experience now is an alternative outcome of the Second World War. 8 seasoned players take on the main world nations and struggle for victory of their pacts through the highly advanced and well-tested engine of Hearts of Iron 3. This production will be of a brand new kind, in which live multiplayer gameplay is mixed with screenshots, historical pictures, a bit of fictional story, and a little bit more, I can assure you. I do think this will be enjoyable also for those with historical World War II interest, and not only in the game as such. So please stay tuned and join me, Captain Easy, on this epic journey. We will now start with the first gameplay clip.
Welcome, boys and girls, to another day of Carnage. This is Captain Easy. So we have a new fresh game. Very interesting, of course. I'm playing United Kingdom. I love to play United Kingdom. And with me it's Max Boy playing on France, and we have Alex Brunius on Soviet Union. And then we have Sir Henry. He's not playing today. He's in Rome, sipping on not gin and Hennessy, but wine and cheese or something like that. But he will be joining us later. We are playing fast speed now, as you can see. We are doing that until 19 and 39. I'm not gonna ask Alex to say anything, because when this clip is sent to you, dear viewers, Soviet Union will still not be in war, so I don't want him to say anything that can be a giveaway. But I think Maxi Boy and France will be dead, probably. So Max, please enlighten us. What are you planning here?
All right. Right now I'm focusing on bringing home the troops that are abroad and setting up a basic defense and organization. And in production, you'll find some anti-tank. And my technology is also focused on anti-tank and infantry.
All right, yeah. The Maginot looks very empty right now. Are you just trusting in your good neighbor Germany and the Führer?
Yes, well, I'm actually pooled my troops together in order to save some supplies.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, I mean, can't he actually declare war?
I guess he could, but I still got the troops, and I got them at strategic points, and I think that would be interesting, but I doubt it will be beneficial for the Axis.
Ah. So, our neutrality should take a jump right now.
Sure did.
Alright, so on the other side we have Telamon and Sid on Germany. So be sure they will think hard and long how to min-max a strategy that will really be lethal. We have Daphne on Italy and Gamla Stan on Japan. Japan is right now kicking China's butt. But I think that Sid and Telamon, they will really cook something evil together. They are both very good at finding tinkering with the small details. So I think that we will see a really dangerous German strategy. Let's see now if my spies can tell you anything right away. No. No, not really. Nothing too interesting. No. So we have to wait a little bit longer before my spies can really reveal anything interesting. Yes, we will actually see if we can coup Hungary. That's always hilarious if you can coup Hungary. So that's all for now. We will have some more information coming up, so stay with us, stay tuned, and you'll have more Carnage coming up.
You should see me out in France, wearing my tin hat.
The Treaty of Munich was signed in early September 1938. With the treaty, the public now believed that the appeasement strategy worked, and that peace in our time was a truth, that Adolf Hitler's eagerness for land had eased. However, spy reports clearly indicated a German military buildup, and on the 20th of September 1938, the United Kingdom stepped up their drafting policies and backed them with harsher propaganda. Already a few weeks after the Treaty of Munich, it was clear that the current peace was a very fragile one. For Maisie Thorpe, a widow since the Great War, with 3 sons in their 20s, this was when the war talks got real. Sitting in a small flat in a London suburb, she cried when her youngest and most promising son, Bill, told her he had enlisted for the Royal Air Force. Billy Thorpe was based on one of Dover's many airfields. It was here the Fighter Command had based their entire force of 4 squadrons of Hawker Hurricanes. It was from here they could cross the canal and support France or the Benelux against the Luftwaffe. It was here Billy's training was initiated. This new life was completely different from his old one, still living with his good mother outside London. Although part of him missed his mother and even his 2 no-good older brothers, John and Jesse, this was the break he had longed for. This was a chance to prove himself and to get somewhere. He wanted the war. He wanted the challenge. He wanted to do the career. Although Billy had pictured himself as a daring fighter pilot, he soon came to hear of the enormous strategic bombers, the weapon of the modern age. He realized this was the best way to get somewhere and asked to be transferred. As the bomber command had slightly less flow of eager young recruits, his wish came true, and on a cold November day he was on a train to Norwich. He became second pilot on one of the huge strategic bombers, the Armstrong Whitworth Whitleys, under the command of Cyril Newell. Cyril was certain that the strategic bomber command would win the future war, and Billy believed him. Once again, Billy found himself longing for the war and did everything to prove his worth. Adolf Hitler did not seem very much at peace. Rather the opposite. As he made bolder and bolder statements towards Poland, the United Kingdom and France saw no other way out than stepping up and challenge the Führer's claim by guaranteeing the independence of Poland. Shortly thereafter, during a surprisingly sunny autumn slowly turned to winter, the UK switched to war economy and issued a 3-year draft. For Maisie Thorpe, in a dirty London suburb, this was ill news. Life got tougher, and her remaining 2 civilian sons, John and Jesse, got caught up in the webs of the hungry military spiders. 1938 left, and 1939 came, but the hope for a continued peace was fading like the colors on Maisie Thorpe's house. But in the army, the situation was opposite to fading. Equipment and weaponry was tested, developed, refitted, and mass-produced. Guns, ammunition, grenades, mortars, anti-aircraft guns, and anti-tank guns. Anti-tank guns especially was important to counter the dreaded German panzers. Somewhat later, in January 1939, the Royal Navy started to be refitted with a new type of sub-hunting systems. It was important to be able to counter the German U-boats. You have to excuse me, I have to have a tea break. On February 9th, 1939, the medium armor project was finally presented. The Wehrmacht already had an extensive panzer program. That much was certain. Voices had been raised that anti-tank guns alone was not enough to counter them. The Matildas were good, but they belonged to an older time and older doctrines, and the armor brigades needed significant upgrades. Research and development would now continue on the various parts of the armor as such, and on the doctrines on how to best use them. Armors are heavy, costly, potentially risky to put to use, and politically dangerous to use as well. Planes, however, can easily be rebased to all corners of the world and put to use instantly without the risk to lose them all. To allow Bomber Command to win future wars, the command must be able to rule the skies. Thus, an extensive program has been initiated to double the amount of Hurricane squadrons. In late February, Royal Air Force secretly rebased some of its planes to France. A war with Germany seemed more and more likely, and Royal Air Force needed to be prepared to strike immediately together with their French counterparts. A rough plan, surrounded with utmost secrecy, had already been made. If war with Germany became a reality, the Allies would first strike against their airfields in the west, thus winning air superiority around the Maginot. Cyril Newell was against that plan, claiming the strategic bombers would be put to best use crushing enemy industry. His bombers, he said, was not made for runway cratering. Bill Thorpe knew nothing of this debate. It was his first time abroad. He did not see much of this historical town that he was based in, because he was not allowed to leave the little French airfield between the hills, where he lived his days for the moment. His strict life was as before, although he could lose his thick coat. The wind was slightly warmer here in France, coming up from the Mediterranean. He looked forward to spring, although he thought the French people at the base were odd. It was strange, they could not speak English. When he talked to them, they often just said, "Je ne comprends pas." Very weird. In March the 3rd, China broke and surrendered. The war ended. Would this mean increased stability in the region? UK had moved much of their Asian forces back to Europe to face more present threats. It's April. Spring is slowly spreading over Europe. The Spaniards have been clawing their eyes out during the entire winter, and it seemed to be no end to this gruesome civil war. This conflict was not uninteresting for the Brits. Franco had close ties with Hitler, it seemed. If he won, he could be a suitable ally to the Axis. France did not want a two-front war. Worse, if Spain fell, Gibraltar and the Med was threatened. The UK had recently initiated a quite costly program to create a great fortress in Gibraltar. This little province was key to Britain's power in the Med, and key to a fast reach into the Indian Ocean and beyond. Gibraltar must not fall.
As you can see here, we are the British troops. The Expeditionary Force is moving towards Belgium, very historically. The plan, of course, is for these fairly fast units, especially here it's the fast units. They will go up and take position along the coastlines, if possible. It depends a little bit on how Germany is doing this, if they're going through Netherlands or if they are trying to sort of butcher straight to Belgium. Or of course we have the Swiss opening. We'll see, we'll see. We are having, of course, French cavalry being prepared should Switzerland be attacked. Very reassuring. So that's about that.